Hi there, this is Art and Such, and today I'm going to show you how to make a diamond bracelet using the Style Me Up friendship bracelet making wheel. This is the third and last of my friendship bracelet wheel tutorials. In the first two I showed you how to make a flower bracelet and a stripe bracelet. And so this time, without further ado, we're going to begin on the diamond one. And you're going to need 12 strands of your outer color, and you're going to want 4 strands of your inner color. So I'm using brown and green, and what I've done again, I've taken my 21 inches or 53 centimeters and I've cut my threads at twice that length so that I can double this over, and that way I'm going to have 2 strands for each one that I measured and cut. And it's also really nice because now I can make a loop at the top. To do this, you wrap your threads around your finger. You bring your threads over, you take the top, and you're going to roll it over and through the strands on your finger. It's just a basic knot here. We're going to pull this tight, even it out. You can tug some of your threads if you want to make it a little bit snugger here. And just before we start, I'll make a note again that you can anchor this to something if you feel more comfortable that way. And you also have the option of starting with a braid or another design before launching into the pattern. I can just see there's a little bit sticking out here. I want to get that pulled in a bit. So I'm tagging each of my threads on their own. And there's the green one. And now it's a nice and tight knot. Okay. So the layout on the loom for this one, you're going to have at the very top, and again, if you're making your own loom, you'll want to make a little mark here. Your 4 colors, you're going to have 2 of them at the top. You're going to have 2 sets of your 12 strand color, and then you're going to have another 2 of your 4. So in my case, this would be 2 green, 2 brown, 2 brown, 2 green, and the last 4 sets are going to be all brown. So we're going to put this through, catch the loop at the back, and we're going to match up our colors to the lines. And you'll see, like on some of the sets here, not really sets, some of the discs here, it's really easy to put your pieces right on top. Like you can see in this particular instance, this lines up really nicely. For some of the sets, you have to pull them over a little bit to the side just because of where they match up next to the lines. So this one is a good one for fitting the pieces close. And if you ever have to stagger your things to the side a little bit, you want to make sure you stagger them all. If this doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. This is something you can see in my other 2 videos where the discs that I used, they don't line up quite as well to where the lines are. Okay, let's keep placing these around. And if you've seen my other 2 videos and you're already ahead of me, you're welcome to start. We're using the exact same looming pattern that you saw in the first 2, which is what's really cool is you do the same thing each time, but the way you lay your threads out is what determines what pattern you're going to get. It's kind of neat to see it emerge as you go as well. Especially if you don't quite know what to look for, or you're going from pictures and then you see it emerge on your own loom. It's really pretty cool. Okay, almost there. Last 2 browns. They're all sticking together today, huh? And last 2 greens. If you have any knots or tangles, try and catch them now and deal with it. You don't want this to be knotting up on you as you're going. I'm giving it a little tug here and there so that everything is centered. And I have my finger just pulling the piece on the back. You don't have to do that. It's just my preference, personal preference at the start. And you can see, as I'm doing now, if you have any twisted threads, just untwist them. Okay, so you can see we have green up here, or your 4-strand color, and green down here. So this time when you're pulling down, it's not going to line up to the same color. These 2 strands line up with the 2 brown. And we're just going to, as I said, knot it as usual, weave it as usual. So you go to the top, or wherever your starting place is. You look for the piece on the right. You're going to lift it up and over and straight down. Okay, straight down. It's going to sit to the right of the 2 brown or 12-strand color just below. Move over 2 times, and you're going to look for that 3rd piece and bring it up to the left of the first one, like of the remaining one on the top. And now you're back to having 2 strands on each section. You can see this is shifted over a little and this is shifted over. And that's okay, it's supposed to do that because we're going to keep moving all the pieces. We turn it so we have a new set on top, and you're going to take the one on the right, bring it straight down. Now you have 1 and 3, so if you ever lose your place, you can look and see, do I have 1 in the top and 3 at the bottom? And turn it so the 1 is on the top, and bring up the piece that's on the left in that set of 3. And that comes up to the left of the first strand. Do 1 more slowly and then we'll go a little faster. Okay, we've turned it to the left. We have another 2 on the top. You're going to take the one on the right and bring it straight down. And you're going to count over 2 times to the left. Take that 3rd one out of the set and bring it up. Put it on the left of your single piece at the top. So I'm going to go a little faster and I'll repeat some of my pointers from the other videos. So first pointer, when you are pulling, especially if you have long threads, what you want to do sometimes is make sure you've pulled the whole length of the thread out, and that keeps them from getting really knotted up in the back. And just as I say that, there we go. Another thing you can do is decide on a starting point or an ending point so that if you do have to put this down, it's really easy to grab it and pick it back up and start again. So in this case, the easiest thing for you to do is probably to look for the set that's closest to your starting point. So in this case, you can see they've all shifted. I have 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and I might say that when I pick this up again, I'm always going to start with the first set on the right. But you don't really have to have a particular starting point. So I'll show you another way to figure out where you've left off. Okay, this is actually a good place to show you. So this is a review from the other videos, but you can see if you look right at the middle, you have 1 piece that's coming on top and down, and 1 piece that's coming on top and up. And you can see any way you turn it, there are always that straight line across where the right side and the left side are raised above the others. And that tells you which piece you looped or you wove last. So from there you can just keep going around, and I'll loop this a few times until we see the pattern coming out. And then we can pause the video and on our own finish this up. And I'll show you how to finish, or how to complete it, how to bind it at the end, how to tie it when you're done. It's pretty straightforward, but we'll go through it together just in case and just because. And the pattern we're going to see when we're done is it'll be like an inner diamond thing. It's not quite the same as the flower because you won't have that extra piece in the middle, but it's pretty similar. And I'll reiterate again from the last videos, this does take a little bit of time, but once it's flowing, it doesn't take a lot of concentration. I can do this while pacing back and forth, or if I want to watch TV while I do it. This is a nice thing you can put in your purse or your bag and take to school or a doctor's appointment. even have on a break at work. That's what I always loved about macrame and friendship bracelets is it's usually something you can pop onto a safety pin, stick on the knee of your blue jeans, and just have it ready anytime you need it. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not messy. And once you're good at it, you can, like once you practice a lot, you can do a lot of the easier ones without too much concentration. Okay, let's see. Can't see it yet. We'll keep going a little bit. On a separate note, I'll tell you I designed a Mr. Spacely from Jetsons yesterday on the Rainbow Loom, so I'm hoping to have that video out in the next couple of days for you. I'll get this one up and finish my bracelet set, and then I'm hoping I've got a couple errands today, but I think I'll have some time that I can make that video for you later as well. I think I see it starting. Maybe we'll go around one more time and see where it is there. And you can see I'm kind of tilting it down as I pull the top one over, and I tilt it up a little bit to catch it on the bottom. Tilt it down to pull it onto the top. This is just, it just feels comfortable, feels more natural to me, but if you want to do this, hold it really flat, you can do that. If it's on your lap, that's fine. If you do have this anchored to something and you find it's getting hard to twist it or it's getting in the way, this probably goes without saying, but you can always unanchor it if you have it safety pinned or taped down. This shouldn't really come apart if you're putting your pieces in firmly. You can see I'm not slicing them in, I'm not slamming them in. You want to leave a little bit of space so that it doesn't become really tight and hard on the loom itself. I'm actually really impressed. This is turning out to be quite a durable loom. I've made, I don't know, 6 or 8 bracelets already. And it takes a lot of these fast movements. Sometimes you miss it a little bit and it kind of goes on to the foam there. But no cuts or breaks yet. So crossing my fingers and smiling about it. Oh, I think that was the wrong one. Yeah. Let's try a couple more, and I think I see the pattern beginning. So I'll hold it up for you in just a second. Down to the right and up to the left. Now you can't see too much yet, but there are these little circular diamondy things in here that are just starting. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to ask you to pause and continue yours. And when you're happy with the length, come on back and I'll show you how to finish this off. So when your bracelet is as long as you want it to be, and you can check this by measuring it against your wrist, what you're going to do is you're going to stop weaving, and you can stop anywhere around the wheel. It doesn't matter where your last piece was. And this should hold pretty tightly together, but if you want, you can just pinch your bracelet from behind, and you're going to take off all of the strings. Again, any order will do. You just want to be careful you're not ripping them out hard, because that can damage your loom. And we're going to make a knot. So the same thing that we did in the beginning. Take your string, wrap it around your finger. I'm going to bring this underneath the bracelet, and then I'm going to press it back through the top here. So I put it kind of on top, and then I'm going to roll the bottom section over. You can see I've kind of overlapped it onto the bracelet part, and that way I can press it down, and catch it right at the very, very bottom. And just as we did at the beginning, you want to tighten up your knot a little bit by pulling on some of the threads. And if you are so inclined, you can add some beads, a different knotting design, or a braid at this point. And all you have to do from here is trim your threads and you are done. And this is what you got. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please be sure to check out some of my other tutorials and stay tuned.